Good evening. That hardly ever happens that I record in the evening, but it is 5 to 7 on August 6th, and this is vlog 62. Welcome. If you are a new viewer, welcome. My name is Linda. I'm also known as Wool Hobby, and that's also the name of my web shop where I sell my own designs, my own hand-dyed yarn and handy crafty notions. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so glad you are here again. And that is Apollo, who makes an appearance on the vlog on a regular basis. But I have a lot of knitting around me, and I received my swap package from the Christmas in July swap in the Crazy Sock Lady membership group, and I'm so excited to show you. So I'd rather not have Apollo on the table. We will see how it goes. And I did a lot of knitting this week. Well, not according to everyone, but for me, I did a lot of knitting. We went away for the weekend. We booked a hotel for 2 nights. We are not really going to have an extended time to go on holiday this year. The fall will be packed with markets and fairs where I have to vend. And we were planning on a 2-week, time off in November. But there is a fair in the middle of those 2 weeks on a Saturday as well. And then you can say, why don't you just not go there? But that fair is important enough for me to go there. So we will probably go for a few days to a hotel, or I'm thinking about going to Munich Knits in November. So that should be nice. And but we will just have to see. Okay, knitting and swaps. Okay, I kind of lost my train of thought there because Apollo was trying to make an appearance and I really don't want him on the table now. So I had to send him off. Oh, poor thing. No, he's not. He is very well taken care of. Anyways, my swap package. My swap partner was Samantha. She is from the US but living in Stuttgart because of army employment. And we got to talk back and forth about what we wanted to swap, how much we wanted to swap. Normally, you would find sweets or candy or whatever in a swap package, but I don't eat things like that. So we decided to stick to yarn, a project bag, some stitch markers, some minis, and she showed me several full skeins of yarn, and I told her which one I liked, and then she could surprise me. So let's go. First of all, we decided to swap several minis. And this is one from HHF, Deep End Sock. I was planning on Googling it because I don't know what HHF is. And when I Google it, I'm probably like, oh yes, of course, but not for now. There is some yarnable left over from January. How time flies. Look how pretty this is. And this is also from Yarnable, but I don't know from which month. And I'm working on my Yarnable sock at the moment, and I love the way it works up. Let's see, we have Bird Street yarn, this pretty grey with some golden colors and some plum burgundy speckles. And I believe that this is a homespun house, which I've never had either. I have a wish to knit with list, and a homespun house was definitely on there. And let's see. Oh, this is Meilenweit hand-dyed. These three, very pretty. I got these two to go with one of the full skeins, which is this one. Look how beautiful. Boredom Kills Design is the brand. I've never heard of it. I had to check out what the BKD stand for. And this is BKD BFL sock. It is 80% superwash BFL, Blueface Leicester, and 20% nylon, and it's 365 meters in 100 grams. And if I had to describe what my favorite colors are, well, here you have it. I absolutely love this skein, and I really wanted to try the BFL. So I'm very glad she picked this one for me, and she picked the Yarnable March 24. Here we grow again. And I saw this one knitted up in Kay's video, and I really loved it. So I'm very happy with both my full skeins and with all my minis. Samantha, you did an excellent job putting a surprise together for me. There's also this little tin with an alpaca or a llama, and in there are 3 stitch markers. And I absolutely love my knitting jewelry. Look at this, a house plant and a skein of yarn and a heart. So that is an absolute joy. This entire package is just awesome. And I will have to think about what I'm going to make next. I almost forgot. She made me a project bag as well, also with an alpaca on there. The lining is in the grey chevron striped, and I absolutely love it. And this is a drawstring bag, so I'm going to find a project to put in here, because I really want to start using up all my bright and shiny new things. I have a finished object, and that is my hexapeel socks. This is my design. I cast on the largest size. This is 72 stitches. It is a very easy to memorize pattern, but I don't think I have translated it to English already. So I really should do that, or shouldn't I? What do you think? Do you like my hexapeel pattern? Look how beautiful it is. This is in my own yarn. This is in my Dioptase colorway, and this is Golden Leaves, and it is superwash Superwash Merino 75-25. There's still a stitch marker in there, which I can take out now. That is where I was the last time I showed them. And this is a stitch marker. Also, also an alpaca or a llama from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. I will put it in the tin Samantha sent me. So that's a finished object. I still need to take pictures and put them up in the Crazy Sock Lady Facebook group or on Ravelry, because these count for summer sock camp. Let's see. I am working on my weekend shorty socks. That is a design by Summer Lee, and it's a shorty sock, duh. And I'm using up some scrap yarns. You need 6 contrast colors and 1 main color. And I decided to use my Yarnable, the Berry Citrus Bliss. This is the May colorway. And I found 6 colors that match the yarn very well. Let's see. These are the 2 that are not in there yet, but the toe has 2 colors as well. And I am deciding on what color goes where by using my dice knitting card. This is aluminium, and so this lasts forever. You won't break this or anything. I just put all the 6 colors in here, and when it's time to pick another color, I will just roll the dice or use the random number generator and pick that color. But I want to have all 6 colors in the sock. So I already have 3, 5, 6 and 2, so only 1 and 4 is left, so those will go in the toe. And then for sock number 2, I will just roll the dice all over again. The green, you might say, why did you pick green? Well, once I untwisted the skein, in between these darker stripes, there is some green, yellowy green stripes, so I really liked adding the green in as well. My weekend shorty socks are for the seasonal sock along that is hosted by a Dutch vlogger, by Luna Ster Knits, and this knits up so easy. I started this Friday night when we were at our hotel, and I knitted some on it on Saturday, and I just watched Kay's membership video, and I did about, well, 20 rounds, and I think I only have 5 more rounds to go, something like that, and then it's time for the toe. So I might even finish that tonight, or otherwise tomorrow. I will have to travel by train, and it will take me around 1.5 hours to go there, and I have a train ride back, of course. So I might take that project back tomorrow to knit on my train ride. My Mauer sweater that I'm designing for my daughter, I showed it in the last vlog. Well, let's show you the first version. This is version 1, and it all started because of the sleeves. She wants to have it a few inches longer. So I undid the sewn bind off. Well, to be honest, I just cut it off because unraveling a sewn bind off, no thank you. And but then I had some trouble getting my stitches back on the needle. So once I froged the bottom hem, it took me a few rounds before I had all the stitches on the needle. So I need to fit it on her again to see how many centimeters or inches I should add. That's no problem. This is just plain knitting, and the hem will just be knit one through the back loop, purl one. But she is house sitting and cat sitting in Utrecht this week, so I can't try it on. I can just knit a few centimeters on it. That's no problem. But I showed in the last vlog that I was doing a Mauve sweater version 2. I have it here. And that was a big disappointment because I wanted to do it all in my yarn and that just didn't work. This looks so sad and silly. So I decided to order mohair to dye up myself because the mohair in Mauve version 1 is from Apmescha, but that is a good match because we probably both use the same dye in the same percentage. So that was a good match. But Where's My Martini is a colorway that I mix myself. So it would be nearly impossible to find mohair that matches this color. So I ordered mohair and look how pretty this is. Look, look, look. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love it. It is, of course, a little different from the merino because this is superwash merino. This is non-superwash mohair. So it is a bit different, but I think in the Mauve sweater it will be awesome. So now that the yarn is dyed up, I can continue knitting on that design. Let's see, I have been knitting on my Secret Forest shawl. That was a mystery knit along by Paper Daisy Creations. It's not a mystery anymore because it was her last year's September mystery knit along. And let's see, oh dear. Oh, I am in the middle of a row. And I knew that because I already showed it on the Dutch vlog. I am knitting the dewdrops section, I think. And you are connecting it to the first part of the sweater. This was the first part. You use the main color with the contrast color stripes, and these are all different sections, all different patterns. Then you put them on hold and you start it the other side. So I even did the ultraviolet part all over again because I didn't like how it looked. So and then you use the main color to stripe in between the sections. So I'm doing the dewdrop section now, which is the gray colorway, and I only have the La Lila to finish the shawl. And each row you will decrease stitches, so I have less to knit with every row, and this will hopefully be done soon. I won't bring this on the train tomorrow because then I would need my iPad for the pattern, and I don't feel like bringing my iPad. I'm going to teach a double knitting workshop tomorrow. At the beach. Hence my 1.5 hour travel time. And I knitted my swatches and I decided to go with the playing card symbols. Here's hearts and here is spades. And you might think, oh, you have an oopsie there, but that's not true. This one is to use as a bad color choice example, because in this Vuur en Bos there are light spots, and as you can see, if you combine that with Écruse Me in this case, you will get quirks like this. So I decided to knit it up anyway, just to show people what happens if you have a poor color choice. Look how nice this stack of bind-off stitches are. So that's for tomorrow. I have to make 20 sets of yarn ready. So one set is 2 20-gram minis and I all have to wind them. So I'm going to do that while this is uploading. Let's see, I have been knitting on my Seriously Holy. And this is a pattern by Stephen West. And it is an all over brioche pattern. And you can see why it is called Seriously Holy. It has Suri silk and big holes. The Suri yarn is by the Wee Yarn Company. It is a very light color with some speckles in golden yellow and golden yellow. And the other side of the scarf is by Undercover Otter. The Wee Yarn Company and Undercover Otter do have collaborations on a regular basis. This was not a collaboration. I just liked to use yarns from the both of them in one project. Let's see. Here is the stitch marker. So you would say, wow, Linda, you didn't do much, but this is brioche. So that is quite intensive to knit. And so I did several rows and I absolutely love the progress on this one. I'm going to put the stitch marker up. And I can't promise this will stay out of hibernation, but it was for the last week or so. Let's see, Seriously Holy, and then it's time to show you my sweater scarf by Knititude, Chantal Miyagishima. And I used the pattern as a guideline, really. The cuff was supposed to be knitted flat in a knit 2 purl 2, in a knit 1 purl 1, and I decided to knit it in the round in a knit 2 through the back loop purl 2. And once the cuff was done, I started to knit flat, and you have these, oh, it's really white here. Let's see. Well, you can see that there's a little purl 1 structure going on, and that is changing sequence later on in the scarf. How can we, well, I'm so sorry. Oh, there we go. You see that there are less here, and this stitch marker, well, this was the stitch marker to show you where I was last time, so I'm going to move that one up. I'm going to leave the other one in the same spot because that is the point from where I have to knit 50 centimeters. I tried it on Kiersey and we tried to measure it out. So if I have 50 centimeters from this stitch marker, it's time to try it on her again to see if it meets the halfway point. And if it does, I can go work the rest of the scarf in the opposite direction. This is in my DK weight yarn, and this is undyed. This is the colorway Buttermilk, and it's a joy to knit with. I really love it, and it's going fairly quick because it is 200 meters on 100 gram, and I am using needle size. I know the pattern calls for a 6.5, and that was too big in my opinion for my hand of knitting, so I'm using a 5. And we have to take in consideration that this one is for Kiersey, and she is really small, so I didn't want to have it very loose. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I did one Christmas mini at the beginning of this year. I decided to do a mini each week, and I kept it up for a little while, but then I fell off the wagon, and that's totally okay. But I crocheted a sweet. I don't know, oh, it is nice and round, but I don't know why the transfers from one color to the other did not work out, but that's okay. It is just for fun. Let's see, I have my Tree by the Sea sock. I've been working on that as well. Well, this is just a plain vanilla sock. This is where I was last time. So I did about 10, 20, 30 rounds. And I am close to the toe. So I will move the stitch marker up. The toe will be in the same yarn. There was a mini in this set, a dark grey, but I like this colorway so much, so I did not want to combine it with anything else. As you can see, it's a bit wider here. When I started this sock, I did not have a magic loop needle available, so I started on a 9-inch circular, and as you can see at around this point I switched to magic loop, but I have fluffy calves, so I don't mind that it is a little looser here. It will be okay. I can take this one too tomorrow. That would be nice. It would be nice if I could finish 1 or 2 pairs before the end of summer sock camp, right? I did knit one sock, a cinnamon candy cane. I came up with 4 new colorways. I think I showed them in the last vlog. And this is cinnamon candy cane. And I decided to knit up one sock because all 4 new colorways have 6 colors in them. But the way I dyed up the yarn is the same for all 4 of them. So I decided to knit one sample sock out of this. I will put it up here, I think. I decided to knit one sample sock to show how this is working up. One of the Wool Hobby knitters knitted a plain vanilla sock in Isadora also one of the new colorways. So that way at fairs and markets I can show what happens when you start to knit with yarn that is dyed up like this. So, but I don't have my sample sock because I got asked by someone who has kind of a luxury second-hand store in Zutphen. That is the town where my sister is living. And the woman owning this store said, wouldn't you like to have your yarn in a store as well? So that's very exciting. She picked out 40 skeins, and I went to the store last Friday to bring them there. And I left my sample sock there because she also picked all 4 new colorways. So at this moment, she is the one who can show how cinnamon candy cane is knitted up. I think that's it for now. I feel so productive. Really nice to have had a good chunk of knitting time this weekend when we were at the hotel. And of course we didn't stay at the hotel the entire day, but we did stay at the hotel and in our room during the night because we were watching the Olympics, and I could just sit and knit and enjoy, and it was so nice. So, okay, well, thank you for sticking around. Please like and subscribe. You would really help me spread the word of my channel. And I hope to see you again next time. Happy knitting. Bye.